For decades, audiences have known Jason Statham as the toughest man in Hollywood, a performer who shatters bones on screen, survives explosions, leaps off buildings, and faces danger with a cold, sharp stare that almost never blinks. But in recent years, close friends, his wife Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, and even doctors have quietly expressed a growing fear, after a lifetime of doing his own stunts, the damage may finally be catching up to him. Yet if anyone understands the cost of authenticity, it's Statham. His journey from a rough childhood in working-class England to one of the world's most dependable action stars is a story built on grit, discipline, a streak of rebellion, and a stubborn refusal to let anyone else take a punch for him. Jason Statham was born in Derbyshire, England, into a family that understood physicality and improvisation better than most. His father was a street performer and part-time boxer. His mother worked several jobs to keep the household afloat. Money was tight, and the environment was tough, but it shaped Jason's worldview early. Nothing would be given, everything had to be earned. As a kid, Jason wasn't the biggest or the strongest, but he had an unusual intensity. While other kids played casually, he trained. While they fooled around, he focused. His father taught him boxing basics and showed him how to keep his cool under pressure. Jason learned quickly, intimidation didn't matter, endurance did. Then, in his early teens, he discovered something that would define him for the next decade: diving. Jason joined the Great Britain National Diving Squad, an elite team of disciplined, world-class athletes. For over 10 years, he trained with obsessive commitment, perfecting discipline, body control, and fearlessness. Diving taught him how to use his body as a precision tool, lessons that would later translate perfectly into stunt work. He never reached the Olympic podium, but he earned international respect and competed at high-level championships. The setbacks only hardened him. Diving didn't just build physical strength, it trained him to stay calm in moments when danger flashed by in fractions of a second. This would prove useful, far more than he ever expected. During his diving years, Statham needed money. Real money, not the tiny stipends athletes received. He took odd jobs, including market trading on the streets of London, selling knockoff goods with the same intensity he brought to training. His charisma caught attention long before his fame did. One day, talent scouts spotted him and offered him work as a model. Levi's, Adidas, French Connection. He posed for brands that paid far more than diving, and certainly more than street selling. But what impressed people wasn't his look, it was his authenticity. He didn't pretend to be polished or glamorous. He looked like a man who had lived a real life. That raw edge is what attracted director Guy Ritchie. Guy Ritchie cast Statham in Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, not because Jason was an actor, but because he wasn't. He had the attitude, the street-smart confidence, the rough charm, and the natural comedic timing that Ritchie needed. Statham's character felt real because he was real. Audiences loved him instantly. Something about his presence was magnetic, charismatic, dangerous, unpredictable. Ritchie brought him back for Snatch, where Statham acted alongside Brad Pitt, again playing a fast-talking hustler. His natural delivery, rooted in his street trading days, gave the film a standout performance. Hollywood noticed. Once he began acting in action films, Statham made a decision that would define his career, and nearly end it multiple times. He would do his own stunts. Every time. No exceptions. Directors were stunned. Insurance teams were horrified. But Statham insisted. He felt audiences deserved the real thing, not a double. It was the same philosophy he learned as an athlete: if you don't do the work yourself, it doesn't count. The Transporter era. The Transporter franchise elevated Statham from promising actor to international star. He executed every stunt himself. High-speed driving through tight European streets. Close-quarters combat using martial arts and grappling techniques. Precision choreography with environmental weapons. He trained relentlessly: boxing, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, judo, wrestling, Wing Chun, creating a hybrid fighting style admired by stunt teams worldwide. But authenticity carries a price. Jason's career is filled with moments that would terrify any other actor, and plenty of professional stunt performers too. Oil-soaked fight scene accident. During one shoot, he performed a choreographed fight scene drenched in oil. The surface was so slick that a mistimed movement sent his shin smashing directly against hot metal. The impact burned and fractured the skin, halting production for days. Crew members begged him to use a double, he refused. Underwater car disaster. Another time, he was trapped underwater after a stunt car malfunctioned and sank faster than expected. His diving instincts saved his life. Staying perfectly calm, he found an exit point, swam upward, and surfaced seconds before passing out. Plane fight scene gone wrong. In another film, an aerial fight scene nearly cost him his vision. A mistimed elbow struck him directly near the eye, rupturing blood vessels and disorienting him mid-scene. Once again, he refused to stop working. Cracked fibula, torn ligaments, repeated concussions. By his late 40s, his medical files read more like those of a professional fighter than an actor. And yet he continued. Statham is famous for discipline, but that doesn't mean he's easy to work with. His desire for perfection, and refusal to use doubles, has sparked confrontations with directors, stunt coordinators, and producers. One particularly heated clash happened when a director attempted to cut a complex fight scene and replace it with CGI. Statham objected so strongly that production was forced to rework the entire scene to allow him to perform it practically. Another incident involved a stunt coordinator who begged him not to attempt a high-fall sequence. Statham nearly walked off the film before the scene was restored to his standards. To his colleagues, this was both inspiring and terrifying. Despite his hard exterior, Jason Statham's personal life is surprisingly grounded. His relationship with Rosie Huntington-Whiteley transformed him. With the birth of their children, he began, for the first time in his life, to question the risks he was taking. Rosie made one thing clear. If you want to see our kids grow up, stop trying to be invincible. This hit Statham harder than any stunt ever had. For years, he believed nothing could break him. But now, the stakes were higher. As his fame grew, so did the bizarre side effects, including multiple death hoaxes. At least 6 times, false online reports claimed he had died during stunts or accidents. Each time, millions of fans panicked. Meanwhile, Statham treated the rumors with dark humor, sending sarcastic messages to friends. Still alive. Try again next week. But even he admitted privately that the rumors bothered him, not because of the false headlines, but because they reminded him how dangerous his work truly was. Many Hollywood stars cultivate tough guy images. Statham doesn't need to. His physicality is real, and so is his discipline. He wakes before dawn to train, boxing drills, strength conditioning, grappling, sprinting. Even at 50+, his intensity matches athletes half his age. But Statham also has a soft side that fans rarely see. He donates to children's hospitals, supports youth sports programs, and quietly gives money to families facing medical crises. He never advertises these things, he prefers to do them quietly. Beneath the hard shell is a loyal, protective man who values family above everything. As Statham entered his late 50s, he finally heard a message he couldn't ignore, not from producers, not from directors, but from doctors. Long-term scans revealed significant wear and tear on his joints, spinal compression from high-impact stunts, and early signs of chronic damage common in veteran fighters. For years, friends joked he was indestructible. But the 2025 medical review changed that narrative. Specialists warned him that continuing full-contact stunt work could lead to long-term nerve damage, reduced mobility, chronic pain, permanent injury during aging. It was the first time someone told him he might not be able to fight his way out of something. Rosie urged him to take the warning seriously. Even his closest stunt colleagues, men who admired him, told him the same. After decades of risking his life for authenticity, Jason Statham had to consider a future where survival mattered more than spectacle. Despite the warnings, Statham hasn't slowed down creatively. Instead, he's evolving. His recent films continue to feature intense, practical action, but now layered with richer storytelling and more emotional depth. For the first time, he's choosing roles that show vulnerability, not just brute force. His latest projects hint at a new era: the seasoned warrior, the battle-scarred mentor, the man who has survived everything and learned from it. And audiences are embracing this version of Jason Statham just as eagerly as the invincible one. Jason Statham's story is a rare one in Hollywood. He didn't come from privilege. He didn't rely on connections. He didn't fake his image. He built everything, from childhood struggles to modeling, from diving to blockbuster action, by refusing to pretend. The stunts are real. The injuries are real. The risks are real. The authenticity is real. But now, for the first time, Statham is choosing to protect something even more important than his reputation. His future, his family, and the life he fought so hard to build. Jason Statham may not be invincible. But he is unstoppable, and this new chapter may become his most compelling one yet.